Welcome to Married Life Monday. Married Life Monday. Married Life Monday.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Married Life Monday. I am your host, Miss Saunya, and we have a great topic today. We have one that everybody can drop down in the comments and weigh in on. All right, you guys know that I am not a licensed professional, neither am I a marriage counselor. I'm just a wife who has a little bit of experience and want to share it with you guys. So if you find it helpful, that is great. And if you don't, I hope you find it entertaining. Okay, today's topic is, what if I found my spouse watching an excessive amount of porn and secretly calling chat lines? All right. So we're just going to get right into it, okay? Now, personally, I have my opinion, and I know some of you have yours, okay? So we are going to respect each other, but we are going to agree to disagree. You do not have to agree in order to watch this video, nor do you have to agree in order to comment, okay? I want everybody to weigh in because sometimes we just need to see it differently. Okay, but let's just stay respectful. All right, so when it comes to finding your spouse, not something you knew about them before you got married or anything like that. You just so happen to find them watching an excessive amount of porn and calling chat lines. Now, I'm not familiar too much with the whole chat line situation. I remember some years ago when I was living in Chicago, me and my cousin, we used to call chat lines to prank people, but it was like a city-wide chat line or whatever. But I know that today people got these chat lines and it's like you call so you can hook up with people and all of that. So if you find this behavior disturbing in your marriage, okay? Because everybody don't think that porn is such a bad thing, okay? So if you find your spouse, husband or wife, because it happens on both ends, okay? I can say that because I don't know my husband to ever been interested in porn, but I know that I was, okay? It wasn't an addiction or anything like that. It's just sometimes I just like to watch it. When I was single, is what it is, okay? All right, so I would say that sometimes the behavior of a single person kind of spills over into your marriage. So you really do have to have a conversation. Now, it depends on how long you've been married as well. So if you've been married a really long time, then that's something that you should have talked about a long time ago. Or your spouse is really good at keeping the secret, because I don't think I could be married to somebody for a long time and not know that, what they're watching on the internet, or, who they calling, what's going on, in activities, unless we were just completely disconnected. And I do know some people who are married who are really disconnected, who really don't have that type of connection. They're married, they run their house, they're really good at managing their money and their time and everything. But the thing is, they don't spend time together. Okay, so I can't really get into that because for them, it looks like their marriage is working, but at the end of the day, they're not really paying attention to each other, and I never want to be in a marriage like that, okay? So when you are married to somebody and then you just so happen to find them doing these things, only thing I can say is start right then with your communication, your regular communication. See, because when you find that type of stuff, you really need to shut everything down and just communicate with your spouse, because then that's when that light should come on. Hey, we're really disconnected. Okay, so now you got the information you need. Now you know what's going on. Okay, you know that your spouse is watching porn. You know that your spouse is calling chat lines. Now, watching porn is one thing, but calling chat lines is another, because people call chat lines to either talk about what's wrong with what the situation that they have, or to meet up. Okay, so if it could be non-physical because it's just watching porn or it's just calling the chat lines. But with the chat lines, it could get physical because those people meet up with each other. And when they meet up, they're not meeting up to pray. Okay? They're not meeting up to have food. No, they're not. Okay? So we know that what happens during the meetup. We ain't even gonna go there. But, so we definitely need to start communicating. So my advice would be to, I'm all for finessing a situation. There is no way you are going to approach somebody at the top of your lungs and think that they are supposed to listen to you. So I'm always down for dinner. Okay? Cook dinner or go out to dinner. But when it comes to a subject like this, I suggest you cook dinner. If you have children, get a babysitter because this is going to be a conversation that you're definitely going to have to get deep into to find out what's going on with your spouse and in your marriage. Okay? So you want to get a babysitter because you want to be home alone. And you want to cook dinner because you don't want to go out to dinner because the conversation could get heated and that's a little bit embarrassing. Okay? So once you cook dinner, you want to eat dinner. Okay? Don't just jump into it, okay? Don't just jump into it. You want to let them eat, okay? Let them eat and then talk to them, okay? You want to ask them questions. You always start off with a question. Listen, I have a question and I really don't want to offend you, but I really want to understand where we are as a couple, okay? Then you ask your question, why are you watching so much porn? Like, is it something wrong with me? Like, you have to ask questions to find out where you stand in your relationship. Okay? Why are you calling the chat lines? Is it because I don't listen to you? Is it you have to find out what's going on in your marriage? This is a good topic. I know somebody needed because I found the question on Facebook. Okay? Okay, the question was in my Facebook group, do I work this out or do I leave? But when you marry, you can't just up and leave. I wish people would understand that. When you are married, you do not get to just walk. Okay? You have to do everything in your power to make your marriage work. And then after you've done all you can, then that's when you say, make the decision of whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. And if you make that decision to go, you need to go. Okay? Don't go and then, come back and then go and then come back and stick around and then come back and dibble dab in, what's going on. No, when you go, you go. Okay? I am not here for people threatening to leave their marriages. Because you only got one time to threaten me. Because I'm not going to sit up here throughout my whole marriage and listening to somebody say, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to leave. If you do that, I'm going to leave. If you don't stop this, I'm going to leave. Well, at some point, I'm going to want you to leave. Because you keep saying you're going to leave. Well, leave. Okay? Or I'm going to leave you. How about that? And when I say it one time, I'm gone. Okay? But anyway, so I personally don't think porn is such a horrible thing in relationships. You just have to find out if it's an addiction or not. And if that person is watching an excessive amount of porn, they're probably addicted. Okay? Find out why they are addicted. It's your spouse. It's not your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It's your partner for life. So get them some help. You got to do everything. You got to do everything in your power to make your marriage work. You got to, because you got married. Okay? Deal with it. So find out if it's an addiction. If it is an addiction, get your spouse some help. Okay? It probably spilled over. It did spill over from the single life. Okay? I know a lot of us who are single, some of us who ain't gonna admit it. Some people still watching porn and still telling people it's wrong. I don't understand that. But some of us who ain't gonna admit it watched porn before we got married. It was just a thing. It's like, okay, it's porn. Whatever. Okay? We did it. Okay, but when we got married, there was no need for it anymore unless we were doing it together, okay? And that's a part of sexual exploration that I will be talking about soon. Okay, we definitely gonna explore sex. If you don't like it, don't click, okay? But we're going to explore this thing because we need to make sure that people are having it. People are doing it. Like, we need to be having sex in our marriages, okay? Not outside of our marriages, not, I ain't going to say that. I was going to say something so wrong. That's not right. Sorry, Jesus. Okay, anyway. So we need to be having sex in our marriages. We need to be reproducing, all of that, okay? So we need to build happy, strong marriages. But right now, we talking about this porn situation, okay? And I'm gonna get to the chat line, and we're gonna try to break that down to understand why anybody would even consider calling a chat line when you know you married. That can open up a lot of things. That can open up doors to a lot of negative energy that could come into your whole household. But anyway, let's talk about this porn now. Let me help y'all understand. Okay? Now, we know that we got a lot of supporters. I have a lot of supporters, and I don't mean to offend any of you, but we have a lot of supporters that believe that that porn is definitely sinful. Okay? All right. And then people says it opens up a lot of doors to a lot of things as well, a lot of different spirits or whatever. Okay, we can do a video on that. We can even have a discussion on that. If you would like to do that, drop down in the comments, and I will definitely reach out to you to be one of the people who can discuss it with me. Okay, but that's not what this video about. But I do want to make people understand that I think it's okay in a marriage. If everybody is aware, if your spouse is okay with it, I believe that it's just fine to watch a little bit of porn for education's sake. Okay? I said it. Okay, I'm not telling you to go out and watch porn. Let me just say that, because we had a situation last time. I'm not telling you, okay, you need to go and watch some porn. I ain't telling you that. I'm just saying that if you're doing it with your spouse together in your marriage, it's okay, because it ain't nobody business, no way. Y'all ain't gonna know about it if me and Kevin did it. I'm not gonna know about it if you and your husband or your wife did it. It ain't nobody's business. Period. Point blank. Okay? All right. But if you find these things happening in your marriage and you are unaware of it, then you need to deal with it. You need to talk about it. You need to find out if your spouse is really tripping. Okay? You need to find out if your spouse is into you. If it's something wrong with you, you always got to find out where you stand. Okay? Why? What makes you think that I'm okay with you watching it without me? Okay? Why are you watching it without me? Is it something that you desire to see that I may be able to help out with? Or is it something that you desire to see that I may not be able to help out with? Find out and then figure out how you guys can meet in the middle. Because it's not the worst thing in the world. If your spouse is addicted to porn, get them some help. Now, let's get to the chat line. Like I said, me and my cousins back in the day, long time ago when I was in my teens, we used to call, I was living in Chicago, they had like this citywide, like a really big chat line. We used to call it to like prank people and stuff like that. Like it was it was some characters on there, but that was just something we did as children. Now we grown, we don't do that kind of stuff no more. But nowadays, chat lines, people meeting up, people are having phone sex. Yes, I said it. People are having phone sex. They meeting up. They are talking about what's going on in their marriage to a total stranger. I guess you just feel like you want to have somebody to talk to. Now, the post that I saw, basically, her husband told her, it was a man, a woman found her husband on the chat line. Her husband told her the reason why he called the chat line is because she does not listen. He feels that some of the things that he want to talk about, he can't talk about them to her. All right, so that actually opened up their lines of communication, because she realized that, hey, I need to let him know that I'm open to him talking to me about anything. See, because these things could either help your marriage or hurt your marriage. And what you don't want it to do is hurt your marriage. Okay? So you want to make sure that you open up those lines of communication. What are you talking to another woman about on the chat line that you can't talk about with me? And then you need to ask those hard questions. Have you been meeting up with any of these women that you have been talking to on this chat line? Do you have any of their phone numbers stored in your phone? Okay? Have you had sex outside of our marriage? We need to ask the hard questions. Okay? Because what we'll do is, because we don't want to really go into it and we don't want to face the facts, we got to grow up, y'all, and we got to face the facts. Because we don't want to grow up and face the facts, we'll allow them to leave out the details that really deep down inside we want to know. I want to know if you had sex outside of our marriage, because these are behaviors of a cheater. Okay? I want to know if you're meeting up with these women. I want to know if any of their phone numbers are stored in your phone, because you need to get those out of there. You don't need to be talking to other women outside of our marriage. You don't need to be talking to other men outside of your marriage. Period. And then there's another hard question that you want to ask. Okay? And that's that same gender loving question. Okay? Who are you talking to on these chat lines? Are you talking to men? Or are you talking to women? If you're a woman, are you talking to other women? If you're a man, are you talking to other men? And what y'all talking about? Are y'all getting physical? Whatever. Ask the questions. You need to know. This ain't the day. This 2019. This ain't the day when you let stuff slide, honey, and find yourself down at the clinic. Find yourself down at the clinic. Okay? Taking drugs for life. Okay? The kind with a disease that's not curable. Okay? You don't want that. Okay? We want to make sure that we are communicating in our relationships. We have to. And we have to ask those questions. Not only because we want to know, but to let our spouse know, not only do I care about you, but I care about us. I care about this marriage. I care about this relationship. I care about this, what we're building, our future. We've invested into stuff, especially couples who are building businesses and stuff like that. Like, you got a lot to lose. When you get married, you got a lot to lose. That's one of the reasons why I tell you, go ahead and do everything you can to make your marriage work. Everything. Everything. I said it. Do everything to make your marriage work. And then after that, you want to make sure that it's working. If it's not working, make a decision to go. And when you go. Okay? All right, guys. That is Married Life Monday today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and share this video with everybody. And don't forget that we are taking Married Life Monday to another level. If you are a couple that is fun and exciting and building a business, and you want to be a guest on Married Life Monday, please go ahead and email us at the bed of marriage. I'm sorry, I always say the marriage bed. The bed of marriage at gmail.com. And we will get back with you with a questionnaire, and we will move forward from there. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Monday.